Hey guys, so on this random Monday morning where I happen to be up at 12:30, I figured I'd take the time to go ahead and do this 2 month video. I know I did one that was like 1.5 months because I missed the 1 month mark, so I figured that since Thursday was my 2 month shot, I'd go ahead and take care of this now and sort of have it on point. Physical changes that are happening so far, definitely more body hair. I can feel like my heavy trail hair is starting to really fill in and come in pretty thick. I have been seeing more and more facial hair. I went ahead and shaved today, just because it was kind of like when you have like 4 or 5 dark hairs that kind of stick out, and then the fuzzies that no one else can see. It just makes you look a little unkempt. So I went ahead and cleaned it up. I've left the mustache that you can't really see, and I'm not gonna lean into the camera and hopefully try and show you because it just looks weird. Eventually, you'll be able to see it, and then we'll both be happy. Let's see. My muscles have definitely been getting stronger, thicker. As you can see, like my forearms are starting to fill out. I was looking at them the other day, and I was like, kind of gotten like a little thickness going on here. My arms, they're not like crazy or anything, but I'm definitely getting some nice definition. The shoulders, continuing to fill out or whatever. I'm trying to take it easy on the shoulders a little bit. I know part of the thing is like the whole growing pains thing. So I've been getting like my muscle in here has been getting like real tight. I don't know, like I pulled it wrong or something. So it's finally like chillax. So I'm going to give it another week, and then I'm going to try and go back to the gym because I really do want to develop my pecs, and they're not there. So gotta keep working on those. Let's see. The leg hair is, pretty decent. I haven't had any upper thigh hair. I mean, a little bit growing in, nothing crazy, which I'm okay with. I'm not trying to grow as much butt hair as I can or anything. So, if I could maintain a smooth butt, I'd be alright with that. Speaking of butts, my butt is kind of shaping up a little bit. I noticed in the mirror the other day that it's kind of like rounder a little bit more. My girlfriend has definitely commented that it's firmer, which is great. I don't think anybody can ever complain about having a firm ass. My voice has kind of dropped a little bit more, but I'm not certain how long it's going to take until it reaches that level state. I still have a tendency to spike back up when I get excited, and really trying to avoid doing that. But in the moment when you're excited about something, you're not really like thinking about like, oh, how do I control my excited voice so that it doesn't sound super high or something. I had a chance to experience a super excited voice. I went to the Transgender Information and Empowerment Summit, hosted by Equality Virginia. I was out here in Richmond. I went with some friends, and let me tell you, I had a great time. I was really nervous when I went there. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what the environment was going to be like, and as a lot of us can attest, entering into a social situation where you have absolutely no idea what's going to happen is difficult. So we went there, and we got registered, and then there was like people at the front. We were like, "Oh, right aside, we want to take photos." So we went. We did the photos, and got a little like selfie or whatever. Let's see. Then we got a couple of swag items and talked to some people, and then they had like, I don't know that you really call them workshops because you didn't go in them. They're like mini seminar things, and Jen and I went into one of the seminars for FTM surgeries, and this was with Dr. Rumor, Dr. Kathy Rumor to be specific, in Philadelphia. Oh no, in Pennsylvania. I think she said she's a little north of Philadelphia or a little south, either one. which I know is a big difference, but I just don't remember. So, wow. Her post-op photos were fantastic. She's within travel distance. We could take the Amtrak right up to see her. I have to call the office, and they're going to give me the codes for the insurance company, so I can call the insurance company and say, hey, would you be able to cover, this treatment with this surgery code or whatever? So they'll give me those codes, and that way in November I can start calling different insurance companies and try and figure out which company could potentially cover the surgery. And if I get a company that will cover it, all she requires is a letter from a therapist saying that this is what I want to do, because she goes by the WPATH guidelines, and that's a requirement for trans individuals. They don't require hormones to begin with for top surgery, just because there are plenty of trans people who physically cannot take hormones but still deserve to have a surgery, their gender-confirming surgery. And so she, of course, doesn't require hormones, but I already take them anyways. So my big thing is to be proactive in developing my pectoral muscles so that she has more to work with. But, I mean, her pictures were fantastic. She knew what she was talking about. She was very clear about it. And I really like the fact that she gave me the information, or, well, their office will give me the information that I can take to the insurance company and pick out the plan that will cover me. And that really kind of makes me excited because, if I can not have to pay for this would be great. So let's see, what else? There were so many cool people there. We went and we talked, and it was really cool because Jen had a chance to go and hang out with some of the other partners who had transitioning partners and talk with them and realize that, the struggles that she's having with this, she's not the only one. And if you have a partner while you're transitioning, it's difficult for them. And I don't think that excuses, certain behaviors. Your partner should never be putting you down for being trans. Pardon the voice. But there is definitely a point where we got to give our partners a little bit of leeway if they're distant or if they seem uncertain about how to interact with us, because I think we make it pretty clear that there are things that we don't want to talk about. We don't want to be talked to about. We don't want to hear. And I think one of those things is admitting that our partners might have difficulty with some of our physical changes. And that's a sensitive topic, if you're going, as I am, FTM, and you're interested in looking at lower surgery, that's kind of a big deal because your partner has to deal with something that she pretty much has told the world over and over that she's not that into. So it's tough. And I was really glad that she just had a chance to go in and talk to people who were going through the same thing that she was, just as I am going through the same thing as other people, and I have a chance to talk to them. She found people that, were just like her in a sense, and I really thought that was awesome. We didn't stay for the after party. I pulled an all-nighter. Basically, I went into work at 11 o'clock the night before and had maybe 2 or 3 hours of sleep that day, and then came home at 7, 8:30. We headed out to Richmond. I took half an hour nap on the way there, and by the time 5 o'clock had come around, I just knew I wasn't going to be able to make it anymore. I took a little half an hour nap on the way back home, faded in and out for hours, and then just basically laid in bed, kind of like in a half-dead state for the rest of the night. So I didn't stay for the after party. I'm a little sad about that, but next year we're totally doing this again, and I'll be more prepared. One other thing that I don't think I mentioned earlier is about the lip. My lips have gotten thicker, which is something I didn't expect because nobody ever really mentioned it. but my lip ring is starting to pull into the skin, so I'm going to have to replace it with a hoop. So I think this weekend we're supposed to go to the mall and get some stuff, because I need to replace this one here, and I need to get this changed out. And I'm kind of looking for a necklace. I've got one necklace that I got in Mexico, which I adore. It's an amethyst crystal, but I'm kind of looking for something that's a little more wooden bead, surfer generic. Give it a little more of a masculine touch. Not that my necklace isn't necessarily masculine, but I don't know. I like other necklaces, and I just haven't had any in a while, so I'm gonna go get another one. I think that's really it. I had a great time at shortened Transgender Information and Empowerment Summit, shortened for TIES. I really had a great time there, and I met some cool people, met some new Facebook friends, got some great information. Yeah, and I'm totally going next year, that's for sure. Oh, one other important thing that happened while I was there. They had lawyers who came in and basically offered pro bono services, where they filled out all of the paperwork that you need to get your name changed. They were there for name changes, gender marker changes, birth certificate changes. Obviously if you've had your surgeries, or depending on what state you're in. Virginia won't let you change your birth certificate until you've had the surgery. Did I mention Social Security? Let's see, what else? They had other forms too. DD 214. I don't know, for military people, and etc. So I went ahead and got the paperwork filled out for my name change. I have the paperwork already for the DMV, which has approved my gender marker change for my driver's license. So once I get my name legally changed, which is going to be Kellen Wolfgang Daniel Barry. I dropped the hyphen, so just Kellen Wolfgang Daniel Barry. And then it was so cool to see that in writing. So that's going to be changed. Once that gets changed, I'll get a new license. I got the paperwork to get my Social Security card changed, in case I need a job in the future. Oh, God. Hopefully I'll never need another job, but, life happens. And our company's on, some rocky moments at the moment. They're not really sure what they're doing with things. They're restructuring. And every time you hear the words restructuring in a company, it makes you nervous, because restructuring basically means consolidating. And when you consolidate for a reason. So hopefully they won't be letting people go, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, this is getting a little bit long, so I'm probably going to go ahead and shut it off. Things have been going pretty fantastically. Yeah, and hopefully I will see you guys in another month. Maybe sooner if more things change, but probably next month.